Well, okay, we are in our sample rock castle construction file where we're going to create an estimate. Actually, we're going to create a few estimates in several different ways. As you can see, we're in our file and our home page is displayed. As you can see, our standard workflow for customers shows that estimates can be the first step in this practice because you can actually turn estimates into invoices, but we're not going to cover that. That's more of an advanced topic. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create an estimate using the home page workflow, standard workflow. So we're going to go ahead and click on this icon here. And what's going to happen is that the estimate will open up into a new form. And the numbers will number consecutively as long as you don't change those numbers. And we're going to default to 12/15/2020 as our date. Now, before I do that, I want to show you that you have to, in order to use estimates, you have to have those turned on. So we're going to go to Edit Preferences. And under our Jobs and Estimates area, under the Company Preferences tab, in order to create estimates, you have to make sure that that radio button is turned on, and it is in here. Otherwise, we wouldn't see it on that workflow on the home screen. So if it's not, go ahead and turn that on, click yes, and then click OK, and then it will save that. And so anyway, now we are in our estimate, and we want to go ahead and select a customer or job. Say that we want to select Christy Abercrombie and the kitchen job. And we're just going to do a simple estimate. Nothing major. Say like we're starting out with the blueprint services here. And we see that this item does not have a cost assigned to it. But just say that she wanted a blueprint to see how much it would cost to do the blueprints for the kitchen remodel. And we're estimating that that cost is going to be maybe $250. So we would put that there, and then that would total out to $250 here. And this is a non-taxable expense. And of course, if it is a taxable sales item, you can actually switch it here. But it's set up as a non-taxable, so we're going to go with that. And then we're going to go ahead and save and close that. And it says one or more items have not been assigned to class. And so we're going to go ahead and save that anyway, because we're not going to talk about class in this example. So now if we go to the Customer Center and look under the kitchen, you'll see that that estimate shows up. And we can use that estimate with a cover note or something and send that to her. And if she decides that she wants to agree with that, then we can go ahead and turn it into an invoice. But again, that is for another lesson. Now let's do a couple of other things here with this. I'm going to go ahead and double click on that again. And you have an option if you know that you're going to use the same estimate with other customers. You can do one of two things. You can create a copy, which will allow you to do this one time only for another customer. And so let's go ahead and do this real quick. We're going to go ahead and do this for another customer. So you just click on create a copy and you'll see a duplicate estimate has been created. And then we go to OK. And as you can see, it numbers again consecutively. So we don't want the same customer job. Let's go ahead and do Allard remodel this time. Everything is the same. All the details are the same cost. So we're going to go ahead and save and close, and it's going to prompt us about we have not assigned this class. So we're going to save this anyway. Now if we go down to Allard remodel job, you can see the estimate shows up in his area. So I'm going to double click on that. And then the third thing you can do is you can memorize this. Now, we talked about this in other lessons, but it's worth repeating again. So if you know that you're going to have this same estimate over and over and over again, it's probably best to memorize it, because what happens is when you memorize this, you can go to the memorized transaction list and pull this up and just change the information. So let's go ahead and memorize this real quick. So as you can see here, the note says if you do this on a regular basis, it's best to memorize it and save it for future use. So that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to click memorize. And it says that when you memorize this estimate, it removes the customer job so the estimate can be recalled. And that's what we want. So we're going to do OK. And then you have to name this memorized transaction. So let's call this blueprints estimate. And we don't want to set this up on a regular schedule. We just want to add it to, and we don't even want to be reminded about it because we're going to use this as we need to. So we're going to click on Do Not Remind Me, and then we're going to click on OK. And we're not going to do anything else with this, so we're going to click over here in the Open Windows area. And we're going to go to our lists area. Actually, if you look, I've already got it open, the memorized transaction list. But if you need to open it up, you go under lists and you go under till you find the memorized transaction list, and you can open it either way. And as you can see, here's our blueprint estimate at the top. And if we have several different blueprint estimates that we want to use with different amounts, we can actually create copies of those and group them. But as we have it now, you can see that we have the blueprints estimate, and as we need to, we can just double click on this to open it up, and then you can assign the customer. Say like we want to do a blueprint estimate for Babcock's music shop. We can do that. And as you can see, the estimate changes to consecutively number again. And we don't want to add anything to this. Or we can actually modify this if we wanted to. But this, as you can see, this will save you time. We're going to save and close that. And we did not assign a class, so don't worry about that for what we're doing here. And let's go ahead and switch back to the Customer Center and go back to Babcock's Music Remodel. And as you can see, that estimate is in there. So that's all we need to do as far as estimates. And then we're also in our future classes and tutorials, we'll talk about creating invoices and all that other stuff that goes along with that. So hopefully you learned a lot from this short tutorial, and we'll see you again soon.